Hey all, what's up? This is Luke Stokes. It's Friday, August 26th, and I want to do a quick video on the price of Steem, mainly for those who are new to the whole cryptocurrency space. As I've said before, I bought my first Bitcoin at around 20 bucks and watched it go up to, I don't know, like 120 and then crash back down to 50 and then watched it go to 1200 and crash back down to the 200s. So I've watched cryptocurrencies fluctuate quite a bit, and I've looked back in the history before that when it first went to 30 and then crashed down to like $1 or so, and even before that, even the smaller, or when it was just fluctuating within $1, and percentage-wise, massive, massive fluctuations. And I just wanted to give that context here for those who aren't as used to seeing cryptocurrencies go all over the place, and they're seeing the price of Steem go down right now, and a lot of people are concerned, like, oh no, what's going to happen? Where's it going to go next? And one of the things that was interesting to me, just analyzing my own thoughts on cryptocurrency and price fluctuations and stuff, was when the price went up to $1,200 for Bitcoin, and I sold some, and it kind of went down a little bit, did a little what they call a dead cat bounce, and it kind of went back up again. And I was like, no, I got to buy back in. And I did. I bought back in because I was too ideologically invested in the idea of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and what it could do to free humanity from what I see as a big problem with fiat currencies, central banking, and these kind of things. So I got back in. And then I watched it go all the way down to around the 200s. And I didn't sell. And nicely, it came back up to 600, 500, whatever it's at now. Um, but it was an important thing for me to realize that I'm not being a rational investor as far as this thing goes. For me, I'm more concerned about how it can improve well-being for humanity. And I also think long term, it's a rational decision. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. I might be wrong about that. But I think long term, cryptocurrencies will provide great value and benefit, and people will be willing to invest in that benefit and see it, capitalize on it. So when we're talking about the price of Steem and we see it go down, it's emotionally concerning for sure for some people. At the same time, I also think it's something to keep in mind that this, for many, is a long-term play in the future of increasing well-being for humanity. So the current price doesn't really matter. It matters as far as the interest level in the platform, the user growth, whether or not my friend is or my family member is going to join because that price is all over the place. Like, yeah, to that degree it matters for sure. But long term, hopefully, it doesn't matter, especially for those who are interested in it as an investment, because you should never invest in more than you are willing to lose. So at any moment, any of these investments should go to zero, and that should be something you should be okay with. Now, not everybody's in that place. I know some people put money into stuff, really banking on it, doing something for them important. And that's a scary place to be. I think you're setting yourself up for potential failure and frustration, and your expectations might get the best of you if they're not met. So I look at this as just par for the course. Cryptocurrencies go up, they go down, they go all over the place. But one thing I do want to mention that I think is important and is worth clarifying for some people that maybe knew about it but forgot about it and need to be reminded that the price of vests and the price of vests are cheaper today than they will ever be. And so if you're not sure what a vest is, if you go to steemd.com and click on the distribution link, and you can see that there's a conversion rate for 1 million vests to Steem power. And that number is going up. It's been going up ever since I joined. That number determines how much Steem power you get as a holder of vests, and vests are like vested shares. And that's why those who have large accounts, if you go to their wallet and hit refresh, you see that Steem power number goes up. It's because they're being rewarded as new Steem is being created. They're being protected from dilution by holding Steem power, by holding vests. So as a thought experiment, if I was to spend 1,000, buy 1,000 Steem a month ago, I get to convert at a certain ratio to vests as I power up. Fast forward to today, if I buy 1,000 Steem, power up, I'm not going to get that same ratio. I'm not going to get the same amount of vests. So even if the price does go down, I've been getting those new shares in Steam Power as a protection against share dilution to the point where I might have double or triple or even, in my case, way more Steem than I actually purchased. So let's say I have twice as much Steem. Well, if I bought it $1 and the price goes to 50 cents, in theory, I haven't lost anything. Let's say I have 4 times as much Steem. The price could go down to a quarter, and you get how this works. Now I get that Steem Power is locked up, and I get that powering down takes 104 weeks to get all that value back out, and who knows what the price is going to be over those next 2 years. So it's a difficult one-to-one comparison to make, because then you have to factor in the time value of money, all these other complicated things that are just not simple. And again, nobody knows the future, so who knows what's going to happen. So it's one of those things I want to keep in mind, but it's difficult to make investment decisions based on it, right? So I think it's just something we should be aware of, saying if we think about this from a long-term perspective, think it has great value, then powering up makes a lot of sense, at least to me. Powering up sooner rather than later, investing sooner rather than later, because again, the price of the influence token, the vests, which then increases your Steem power, which you could then later at a future date power down to actual liquid Steem. That's your best options to do that now, better than it ever will be. So that's just a thought I had, and it was something I want to remind people about as they're thinking about the price of Steem, concerned about it, whatever. At the same time, I have friends that invested in Bitcoin right at the top, and they're kind of disillusioned with the whole thing, as you could imagine now. So I do caution people when they think about, getting into Steem, I'm going to invest in it. Maybe what it's at right now, just under $1, maybe that's the top for the foreseeable future for a while. Who knows? Maybe it'll be worth 10 cents, maybe a nickel, or maybe it'll go to 10, 20 bucks. Maybe it'll go higher than that. I think it's an amazing cryptocurrency, just as far as its transaction volume it can handle, the speed of the transaction confirmations every 3 seconds. I mean, it's incredible technology. And so I think just that alone gives it great value. On top of that, having this amazing community behind it, this social media platform that I'm thoroughly enjoying. I've had more fun on Steem and Steemit than I've had just looking at my paper wallet Bitcoin just with money just sitting there. So for me, just even investing that in these new relationships and these followers that actually are interested in what I have to say and want to comment and create these great dialogues, that's been amazing. Is it worth the investment of Bitcoin I made? Maybe, I don't know. I'm sure enjoying it. It's improving my well-being for sure. I'd love to see it turn into a wonderful financial investment as well in the future, but who knows? Either way, I want to say thank you again to all my followers. It's been amazing to think that I have hundreds of people that are following and commenting and voting on stuff that I put out there. That's really encouraging. I'm really excited about the community here. It's been amazing to be a part of it. So thank you, and let's keep doing this thing, see where it goes from here. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm looking forward to answering as best I can or pointing you in the right direction if I can. I'm also trying to get some work done, so I'm doing a video today. It's a little bit faster than typing out a whole response. And I'll see you this weekend. Take care.